Hey everybody, welcome to Fishing Planet. My name is Lady, and in this video I'm going to show you guys the twitch technique. First things first, twitching is quite difficult, and that has everything to do with your rod setup. It has everything to do with the reel-in speed of your line, the weight of your lure, the thickness of your line, all that. Those combinations weigh in if you can properly do a twitch. I'm currently using a casting spoon 7 gram, and I have a value spin with a wing cast 2500 if I believe. Now what is the key to doing a twitch? It's to make sure that your lure does not hit the bottom while you're retrieving your line. And that is the most basic part. So what you need to do is, when you are reeling in your line, if you notice that it is not lifting up from the bottom or only doing this, actually I need to let go of that fish. There we go. If you're just doing this and it is not lifting up and not staying above the bottom, you actually need to adjust the speed a bit. However, with this particular setup, you can see that it goes very fast to the surface, and that is not something that we actually want. So with this setup, I'll show you guys, by the way, what the setup is. Here we go. Value spin 260, wing cast 2500. Got braided open 1mm line on it, and then a casting spoon of 7 gram, 1 odd. With this particular setup, what we need to do is we need to cast out further. Just like so. Set your reel speed to 3. And we are going to reel in first at speed 3, just for a couple of seconds, enough to let our lure go towards the middle of the water. So just like so, there it goes, and only then do we set it back to reel speed 2. And then you start, while you keep your left mouse button pressed, you start to give quick taps on the right mouse button, just like so. Now, as you guys can see, this is not going very perfectly, and almost by there, due to that the lure keeps hitting the bottom. And whenever you hit the bottom, it will let go of the twitching technique. We did have quick twitch there, and we get more as we get closer. And we actually had a fish on. I jumped off. So, but that is what I do for a twitching technique. I must immediately confess, I am not the very best in twitching. Not at all. But your twitching will be different if, currently I'm using a 7 gram spoon, casting spoon. If I, for instance, were to change it for a 4 gram spinner, that will immediately affect the weight of it. But just like so, with lure in the middle of the water, or at least not hitting the bottom, you give it a couple of taps. We have a snag over there. What I am inclined to do is every so often, whenever it does hit the bottom again, like here, just increase the speed for a couple of seconds, then let it go back, and then start to do twitching. Now with this setup, I noticed that I only can get a free twitch when it gets very close to me. Twitching on a long distance is not, at least in my experience, is not something that I'm very good at. But also I do get the feeling that because there's more line that needs to send the movement to your lure, it is also a harder thing to do. But yeah, so this is basically the technique, and like I said, it takes a lot of practice. And we have a fish on there, nice. And also it is, some folks manage to do a very great twitch even at long distance. For me, it simply is not working. I feel that, but that goes with every retrieval. Just do what you prefer, what you feel the most comfortable with. So instead of doing a twitch, you could also go for a lift and drop, and you somewhat do the same mechanic as you would do as when you're twitching. But yeah, so twitching is, I think, by far the most difficult retrieval that there's out there. And just to show you guys, so we have a 7 gram of this one. Let's put a 9 gram jig head on it with, it's a 1/0 hook, so let's grab a shad. So now this one is 2 grams heavier. We'll do the same thing. So speed on 2 for now, just to see if we can lift it off the bottom. No, it's not even lifting it up. With this one, even with speed on 3, you can see that it still struggles to go to the bottom. It seems to want to go to the bottom more than a casting spoon of 7 gram, and not even getting a twitch out of it. So that immediately affects your performance in the retrieval, and that goes as well for whenever you're, for instance, changing a line. So, but yeah, the key to twitching is make sure that your lure is lifted off the bottom, it does not hit the bottom. And well, I think one other thing is never ever set your reel speed onto 4, because that just makes your lure move through the water too fast. Even for the most fastest swimming fish out there, you cannot hook a fish properly with speed set on 4. So if you do notice that you need speed 4, then I would suggest either change your line, get a bit heavier line on it, or change your type of lure. So that is basically it. I'm sorry that I cannot give you guys a very proper, or I feel like I'm a bit failing in explaining this technique. Yeah, I think that is a better rephrasing of what I mean to say. But yeah, like I said, I'm not at all good at doing a proper twitch, and I struggle quite a lot, regardless of what setup I use. So, but yeah, I hope this guys at least has shown you some inkling on what you need to do a twitch retrieval, and good luck out there. Go practice it a lot. For those of you who are just like me, do not think that you're failing horribly even after playing the game for, like, I'm currently playing the game for almost a year now, and I still cannot do a twitch properly. Well, with most of the setups out there. So do not feel that you're a complete failure when you cannot pull it off. Like I said, there are other retrievals that work just as good. So that is it for this video. In the next video, I will explain the straight retrieval and the slow straight retrieval, and those will be all 5 retrieves then that I will have covered in my videos. I hope you guys like this video. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up, feel free to leave comments down below, and I'll see you in the next vid again. Bye bye!